We look now at our fifth core value, focusing on the wholeness of our humanity being given to God. So this is the idea of being whole people. And we want to love him with all we are, and this core value expresses a bit of what that means. So we believe that the gospel addresses the whole person. And what we mean by the gospel is God's good news. The good news of his rescuing us and calling us to be with him as his children. And so this whole person can be expressed in a number of different ways, but it's been helpful for us to talk about head, heart, and hands. And so head, in particular, thinking about knowledge, that we want in our thinking, our ever-deepening theology, to give ourselves and to pursue the good of people in terms of their thinking. Heart is focused largely on this idea of rich fellowship, and is with God and with people. And so we're called to live in relationship with God and with others. And this is an important part of who we are as people and how we want to love and live with God. And hands is an expression of love for God, especially in this idea of being put into action. So hand says we will do things to take action on behalf of both God and people. So we want to love God in all parts of who we are. Some of the ways that this is expressed is that we take action in the world. And so this first idea, this first application of this idea, is that we will pursue justice and mercy. So we'll walk in the tension of perfect justice and rich mercy. And this is how we take action in the world, care for those who are in need, who are vulnerable, who have been oppressed. So we want to walk in action in the world, pursuing justice and mercy. We seek to live for the good of people beyond ourselves. And so again, we want to take action to meet the physical, the real needs of people, the spiritual needs of people. And this is an expression of love for our neighbor. And we want to do the work to build relationships and interactions beyond Sunday morning. Because we want to value God in the whole of who we are, and this is not just what happens on a Sunday morning, but in the rest of our lives, the rest of the rest of the week. So it's we want to love God in all of our lives, not just a worship service. So we do want to love God and worship him in our worship service, but not just there. It's the whole of who we are. And so in some sense, the loving God with our head is this truth, this doctrine orientation. Loving God with our heart is relational, and loving God with hands is action. It's duty. And we also see this commitment to relationships and interactions as being a part of our devotion, our relationship, and taking action in the world for justice and mercy and the good of people beyond ourselves is a part of the action to which we're called. So we believe that we're to love God with the whole of who we are, and at least including this idea of head, heart, and hands in how we take action in our world.